upload these kinds of clips, right, it triggers a certain person. A Persian? I don't even know what that means. But it triggers like a certain sort of individual. And one of the things, again, and I want to say this before I start this next segment, one of the things, again, that I've done on this channel is I love making fun of stupid people. This is something that predates above it all. This is something that predates a lot of things that I've done. But I love making fun of stupid people. And honestly, Donald Trump supporters are some of the dumbest of the dumb. And so, over the summer and over the election season, I would make a lot of videos that were specifically targeted to mocking and criticizing Donald Trump supporters in a way that would give them the opportunity to give me as much ad revenue as possible. So what I would do is I would make incendiary titles, and whenever a Trump supporter would reply, I would make fun of them. And then in order for them to reply, again, they would need to click the email that they get and load the video and leave the ad running while they scroll down to comment. So this was one of the ways that I was able to get as much money as I did over the course of the summer and election season, was manipulating and mocking Donald Trump supporters. And so I've taken this method and approach to another group of people, and that's the Force the Vote crowd and Jimmy Dore. So now, with that being said, with my, disclosures being as open as possible, let's watch Jimmy Dore have a complete and total meltdown once again.
People are saying that I need to be nicer to people to get on board with Medicare for all. They're supposed to be being fucking nice to me. Do you realize that? Do you realize you have it backwards? Do you realize if the DSA has a platform that they want to implement, and I have a media platform, they could use it because we agree on it?
They're not accountable to anyone. I get 10 to 12 million views a month, and they won't come out and address my progressive audience. And views a month, and they won't come out and address my progressive audience.
This is the through line with Jimmy Dore. This is the through line. This guy is a selfish narcissist, plain and simple. Now, I want to echo the sentiments of Kennedy from yesterday's guest segment. Definitely go watch yesterday. Kennedy and I brought them on, and we discussed Jimmy Dore and Force the Vote and how much of a grift it is. And they had a really, really good point of, when you are organizing, when you are working, right? When you are trying to build Medicare for all, you have to behave a certain way. And, like, for example, when I was hosting Bernie Sanders events in my house in North Carolina, right, during the primary, I would get 40-year-olds coming over, and we watch debates and we talk about Bernie. I remember one time I had a 90-year-old woman come with her daughter, who was like 60 or something. Like, a 90-year-old woman was in my house, and she got drunk from wine and passed out while we were watching the debate. But like, so my point is, I have done organizing. I have done a lot of this stuff. And so if I invite people over, and I've got my Antifa flag, like, I've got 10 of them on the fucking sky and like outside of the fucking house, and they walk up and they pull up and they see the Antifa flag, they see like a rocket launcher in the window and like 15 AK-47s on the wall, are they going to be likely to come in my home and organize to have Bernie Sanders become the next president? No, they're going to say, what the fuck, and they're going to drive off. And that's kind of the method that Jimmy Dore has been doing. Jimmy Dore is screaming at people because he's a podcaster. He's not an organizer. He's not a union person. He's a podcaster. So he's got main character syndrome, and he thinks that, oh, I'm angry. I just want to hold politicians accountable. Holding politicians accountable sounds a lot like, oh, I just care about ethics and games journalism. It's just ethics and games journalism, guys. I'm totally not just, I hate women. No. It's just about ethics and games journalism. Oh, no, it's about election integrity. Guys, it's not about Donald Trump. It's about election integrity. So that's the same kind of brand that Force the Vote is. Again, if they were really interested in organizing, this guy would not go on his show and yell at these people every single day. That turns them off. And now this guy is not only yelling at them, but he is demanding that they give him attention. He is saying, not only do I have the right and should I abuse you every single day on my program, but as I abuse you, you have to give me all of your credibility at all times. This guy is a psychopath. And I'm not saying that in like the flippant LMAO XD kind of way. I'm saying that in the literal dictionary definition sort of way. This guy is a psychopathic narcissist. He only cares about himself. He doesn't care about Medicare for all. That's why he didn't go bat for Bernie Sanders during the primary. He is using you. And if you are falling for this, you are an idiot. Again, it's not about anger. Grr, I'm angry. I can be angry too. It's about the way that you direct that anger. So again, I want to play this clip in full from the beginning. Psycho shit.
People are saying that I need to be nicer to people to get on board with Medicare for all. They're supposed to be being fucking nice to me. Do you realize that? Do you realize you have it backwards? Do you realize if the DSA has a platform that they want to implement, and I have a media platform, they could use it because we agree on it?
Another one of the things that this guy does to gaslight his audience is to claim that, we agree on everything. Yeah, we agree on Medicare for all. No, you don't. You agree with the idea, the concept of having a universal healthcare system. Now, that is today, 10 months ago, this guy didn't agree with having a universal healthcare system, but that's his current grift. Now, what unions and organizations and legislators want to do is have a properly implemented Medicare for all system. You can't do that overnight. It takes time. It takes writing out legislation. It takes talking to nurses and doctors and organizing the workplaces. It takes a lot of time to do something like this. It's not something that can be done overnight. And Jimmy Dore is telling his audience constantly that we can have Medicare for all tomorrow, he's saying. And he's gaslighting his audience into believing that and then saying, if you don't agree with me, then you're evil. That's what he's saying.
I'm not supposed to fucking court them. They're supposed to court me.
A narcissist. This is a narcissist.
I jump on board their idea and they come and attack me? I jump on board the Justice Democrats' idea and they come and attack me? That's what they're fucking doing.
It's almost like nobody likes you, Jimmy Dore. Jimmy Dore only appeals to dude bro, gamer bro, edgy lord, nihilistic losers that have never read a book, or if they have read a book, they didn't comprehend it, that just want to sit at home all day and watch people be angry. They don't care about participating in a movement. That's why they didn't endorse Bernie Sanders. They don't care about actually getting Medicare for all. All they care about is their own narcissistic little vanity project. This is main character syndrome, and this is a term I've been using a lot. This is main character syndrome. Jimmy Dore thinks he is the main character. Jimmy Dore thinks, oh, I've got 10 to 12 million views. Why don't they listen to me? You're not the main character, Jimmy. You are a villain. If there is a character that you participate in, you are the villain. You are not the main character. I've got more. In fact, I might actually do this in a separate segment. Let's see. Yeah, I'm just going to do this in a separate segment, honestly, because Jimmy Dore thinking that the storming of the Capitol was a good thing. Color me shocked. Color me shocked. Go watch that segment too. But again, this guy thinks that nurses on the front lines of a pandemic need to watch his show and give him super chats in order to get Medicare for all. That's not how it works. This guy's a narcissist, and if you're falling for it, you are no less of a dumb motherfucker than Donald Trump supporters. I just hope you don't storm the Capitol and bleed out on the floor with a Jimmy Dore flag. Anyway, with that being said, let's immediately go into this guy defending the Capitol storm, right? Let's go in. Alright, so Jimbo Dumbo Dumbfuck McGeezax over here, also known as Jimothy Dore, decided to, on his show yesterday, give credence to the right-wing terrorists that tried to destroy and overthrow the United States government and institute a fascist coup. He wasn't too concerned about that, from what it seems. And he posted some really epic cringe on his show. And I've got two clips here that I want to play. I've got this one. This guy is a white supremacist. This guy came out and said, I am a white supremacist and I'm proud. That's what this guy said after the news attention came out. This guy said that he was a self-identified white supremacist from Arkansas, and I'll get into that story later. Right? Now, this is Jimmy Dore.
Look, a protester sits inside Nancy Speaker Pelosi's office We will not back down is scrawled on a folder. That guy probably get more done for the people than Nancy Pelosi did. I'd like to see what that guy would do. I would let him be speaker for a while.
This is a self-identified white supremacist that Jimmy Dore is talking to and about. A self-identified white supremacist. If you don't believe me, go look it up. I'm going to cover the story so you can also look at my channel later. But this guy is saying a self-identified white supremacist would be better for the people than Nancy Pelosi. Now, again, maybe he didn't know that a Donald Trump supporter storming the Capitol building was a white supremacist. Goof. How could you guess such a thing, right? Oh, you're taking him out of context. You just didn't know. You're telling me that Jimmy Dore does a show every single day and covers news and politics and doesn't know that Donald Trump supporters are white supremacists? You're telling me somehow this guy covers the news and wasn't aware of that? Come on. Jesus Christ. But it gets worse. So, now, Donald Trump supporters are overwhelmingly wealthy. They are overwhelmingly middle class. They are these small business owners. They are not the employees at small businesses. They are these small business owners. These are the owner class. So, here's Jimmy Dore trying to give credence to the economic anxiety theory that, oh, right, it's because these people are poor that they all of a sudden want to murder people of color. It's because they're poor. That's not true. Now, are material conditions impactful when it comes to the way people will change their political ideologies, especially when you have Donald Trump promising them a better world? Absolutely. It is a factor. But again, to say that all of the people that stormed the Capitol are poor and that's why they stormed the Capitol, it's bonkers. It's bonkers. You're telling me this guy covers news every single day and somehow doesn't know that Republican voters are more wealthy than Democratic voters? Somehow doesn't know that Republican voters are Again, these people flew from all around the country. Oh yeah, I'm poor. I'm so poor that I can afford to fly first class on a plane from Arkansas all the way to the Capitol. That's how poor I am.
Think those people would all be writing if they had $2,000 in their pocket, or if they just got their fifth $2,000 check? Do you think
Kyle Rittenhouse purchased a weapon with his coronavirus stimulus check that he utilized to shoot and kill protesters? These people, if they did get the coronavirus money, the stimulus money, I should say, would probably have spent it on armaments. That's not to say that we shouldn't have a stimulus package. That's to say that we should track these people and put them in prison. But here's Jimmy Dore again. These people have enough money. They flew from all across the country. Some people flew from Canada. Some people managed to get into this country from Canada to storm the Capitol. Oh, but if only they had their stimulus checks.
Do you think I don't know. I don't think so. So we've been saying this. I said this in the summer when there were all those protests. Do you think those people would be out there protesting, risking getting COVID if they just got into their second?
Now this guy is comparing Black Lives Matter protesters with the terrorists that stormed the Capitol building. This guy is comparing Black Lives Matter protests against police brutality to angry business owners who got mad that their favorite candidate lost and are trying to overturn the election. This guy just compared those two groups of people.
$2,000 check. Do you think these people would be doing this if they just got their fifth $2,000 check and they thought the government was actually on their side? Think those people would all be writing if they had $2,000?
These dumb motherfuckers. These dumb motherfuckers are convincing you to be a Nazi sympathizer. Plain and simple. If you watch the Jimmy Dore show, you might as well watch America First or whatever it is with Nick Fuentes. Really, what's the difference? What's the difference? What is the difference? Nick Fuentes always talks about how, oh, the non-whites are the reason why the world is so bad. What's the difference between, oh, it's the non-whites, that's why the world is so bad, to, oh, it's the non-white politicians that won't give you money, that's the reason why it's so bad? What? I really just don't understand the argumentation here. I really don't. You're telling me Jimmy Dore is a news broadcaster every single day, and this guy doesn't know that Trump supporters are wealthy, rich, and white supremacists? This guy just didn't know? You're telling me this guy covers news every single day and thinks it's okay to compare Black Lives Matter protests to those storming the Capitol building? You think that's okay? You think it's okay this guy covers news every day and he's saying, oh yeah, a white supremacist would be a better Speaker of the House than Nancy Pelosi? You think that's okay? You're going to defend that? You're going to scroll down into my comment section and say, actually, Jimmy Dore didn't say what you just played the tape of him saying. He actually didn't say that. The thing that he just said on your stream from the clip that you showed is not real. It's actually a deep fake. And because it's a deep fake, that means it's okay when I give Jimmy Dore super chats. What? What? You want me to believe that? You want everyone else to believe that? Here's the deal. It's okay to be manipulated. We all get manipulated. It happens. But what's okay, or rather what's not okay, is when you know you're being manipulated and you go to bat for the manipulator, you sound just as, and again, not dumber, not less dumb, you sound just as dumb as those guys talking about, oh, it's just election integrity. And it's not about a fascist coup. No, it's not about killing and hog-tying and keeping hostage politicians. No. It's not about killing them. No. It's about election integrity. No. It's not about banning women from video games. It's about ethics and games journalism. There's always an excuse with these far-right Nazi punks. And again, if you're not a far-right Nazi punk and you're falling for this, then I've got news for you. You need to do some introspection. Because you're working for a side, whether or not you realize it, and it's definitely not the side that wants Medicare for all. Absolutely not. Jimbo, dumb fuck motherfucker. What an asshole. And if you believe this shit, if you buy this dumb shit that this guy's been selling you, you are also an asshole. You are a dumb fuck loser. Oh, sorry. Am I too angry? Is my tone? Am I too rude? It's really funny how many of these Jimmy Dore fanboys try to tone police me while they claim that I'm tone policing Jimmy Dore. It has nothing to do with him being angry. It's about the words that he's saying. If someone says, I want Medicare for all now, I've got no problem with that. If someone says, I want Medicare for all now, and by the way, a white supremacist would be better than Nancy Pelosi, I've got a problem with that. And it's not about the tone, it's about the words. And if you don't understand that, if that's somehow you just can't, your brain doesn't work that way, then you're a useful idiot. That's what you are. So go give Jimmy Dore some more super chats. Go on Twitter and harass women of color and union organizers about Medicare for all and Jimmy Dore. Go do that and see what happens, you dumb motherfucker. And then come back to my video, scroll on down, and leave me a comment 2 months from now and tell me how much closer we are to Medicare for all because of your efforts. I would love to know how closer we are to Medicare for all because of the efforts of these narcissistic grifters, these podcasters. I'm a podcaster too. The difference is I'm going to be upfront about that. The difference is I'm not going to manipulate you. The difference is I'm going to tell you what I'm spending my money on, why I, say the things that I say. I'm going to tell you those things. Jimmy Dore is not. He doesn't even acknowledge that you exist. He doesn't. To him, you're just another fan. Literally, he does not even treat you as an individual. And you're simping for this guy? You're simping for a rich politician? Because that's what Jimmy Dore is. He's setting himself up for a political run for office. So you're going to simp for a rich politician who doesn't even know your name? While you attack minorities, people of color online, union organizers, nurses, you're going to attack them to defend a rich politician? Really? But again, and I say this in the words of our president,
only the really, I hate to say this, but those with the lowest IQ.
Anyway, those are my Jimbo Dumbo segments for today. My God, these people are fucking stupid. Rahul M. We can disagree on that one. Whether or not he runs for office is besides the point. Now, why did Trump run for office? Right? He didn't think he could win. He ran for office because he wanted to be in the news. That's it. So Jimmy Dore would run for People's Party. He knows he's not going to win. He can just use that to fundraise, give himself money. Right, this is the thing. Okay, thank you, Phil Smart, by the way, for the $5. I admit to buying into Dore's content quite a bit over the past few years. He's been canceled in my book for a few months now. No, I mean, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, you can, like, if you fall for it and then realize, like, wait a second, this guy is selling me shit, that's fine. I used to watch Jimmy Dore's show, like, 4 or 5 years ago when he was on The Young Turks. I was like, oh, I like this guy. He yells. And then after a couple episodes of me listening to him yell, I was like, wait a second, this guy doesn't say anything of value. He just yells. And then it got annoying. You know? So it's like, I get it. But let me tell you something about people that run for office. 99.9% of those that run for office do not intend to win. 99.9% of those that run for office do so because they can convert their campaign into a job for their family or their friends. They can fundraise, right? Now, when you donate to a political campaign, that political campaign can spend money on basically whatever they want. So, for example, if someone were to run for office, right, and they were to hire their brother as their press secretary, and if they were to hire their mother as communications manager, and they were to hire their sister as, like voter outreach, and then they were to go on their YouTube show and ask for people to fund their campaign, which people are more likely to do because they think, oh, Jimmy's going to win. Lie to them and tell them that you're going to win. You'll get a bunch of fundraising, and then you can just budget a lot of the payroll of your campaign for your friends and family as a way of just giving your friends and family a nice fat paycheck for doing nothing. So you have to understand, most political campaigns are grifts. Most, if not all of them, honestly. Not all of them, obviously, but a very significant percentage of them are just ways to make money, plain and simple. And you need to know that. That's something you need to know. You need to know that people are able to fundraise off of you and then spend money, an exorbitant amount of money on staff and payroll. Like, if a campaign is spending 90% of their budget on payroll, you're getting grifted. And I guarantee you, right? And also, what about if they spend money on advertisements? Well, in Jimmy Dore's case, he's advertising himself and his own personal brand in his show, right? So in that case, advertisements are also just paying himself. You're just giving him money to advertise himself, right? And so that's why I think Jimmy Dore will run for office at some point. I think he's going to run on a third-party line so he can do this whole Democrats are evil thing. And I think he's going to fundraise as a way to get himself more money and more notoriety and more credibility. That's what I think he's going to do. That's my prediction, and we'll see what happens. Because guess what? Guess what? I'm a podcaster, right? I've got delusions of grandeur. You don't think I've thought about all this? If some dumbass with 60 viewers is thinking about all this, you bet your sweet bippy someone with 20,000 viewers is thinking about all this. I'm just saying. Thank you, Jake. $9.99. You're the best